Hello, distinguished members of the National Speakers Association Central Florida chapter. I'm your 2019-2020 chapter president, Shawn Rhodes, and I wanted to let you know a little about the great programming that we've got lined up for you in the coming year. As you know by now, our theme this year is the business of speaking, and that's why I've asked our program chair, Kevin McCarthy, to select the speakers that are going to give us the strategies and tactics we need to not only deliver a sexier story, to not just move better on stage, but to actually show us how do you do the things that are going to get you the client so that you can get onto the stage in the first place, and then how do you maximize that revenue with your back-end programs, consulting, workshops, writing, whatever it is that you do. Now, it's not about what we make as speakers this year, it's about what we get to keep that we're focusing on at NSA Central Florida. So far, we've had an awesome lineup with our CSP CPAE panel in August, followed by Francis Rios, who showed us how do you profitably run your own events and then even generate revenue from assessments to get people into the events. Then we had Michelle Villalobos give us an in-depth look at how she runs her own retreats and maximizes the back-end revenue to the tune of more than $1 million a year for her business. So let's talk about what's coming up. In November, we are going to be hearing from Chuck Gallagher, who is going to show us how do you actually keep more of what you earn in the speaking business by avoiding the legal pitfalls that so many speakers find themselves in without even knowing that they're falling into them. December is going to be an awesome holiday party hosted by our very own Terry Brock and Gina Carr in Orlando, Florida, and we're going to be kicking off January in a very strong way with Meredith Elliott Bowell. She is going to be teaching us on January 18th one of my favorite topics, which is speaker sales. On February 15th, we're going to be bringing our own NSA National President, Anna Liotta, who is a generational expert, but also an expert on selling to different generations. I actually use what she taught in a breakout session at an NSA conference that I saw her speak at years ago, still use it to close more business. On March 21st, we're going to be welcoming Simon Bailey to our chapter. He's a member of the $1 Million Speakers Group as well, but he's one of the few in that group that actually just delivers keynotes. That's amazing, $1 million from just keynotes. So he's going to show us how we can amp up revenues in our own business. On April 18th, we're going to be hearing from Russ Riddle, who's going to share with us how do you scale your speaking business and actually profit from your intellectual property while you're not even on the stage. May is going to be rounding us out with Drew Tarvin, who's going to show us how he's used humor in his programs to drive more revenue into his business and how we can do that for our businesses as well. It is going to be a great year ahead for NSA Central Florida. We are all about the business of speaking. This is Shawn Rhodes, President 2019-2020 of NSA Central Florida. I'll see you at one of our next meetings.